Today we're going to talk about automation. Automation is giving machines a task such that they do it for you while you're focused on something else. This is ideal for repetitive tasks. Today I will talk through how to automate a process. First, you have to identify a process that you would like to automate. Ideal processes for automation are repetitive things you do every day or every time there's a certain trigger. Examples of things you do every day could be send out a daily summary of news. Every time there's a sign up, you send out a welcome email with information for the new member of your platform. After having identified a process, the next thing is breaking it down. In order to break it down, you're going to want to perform the process yourself first. It might be tempting to jump right into automation, but you won't understand all of the nuts and bolts well enough yet in order to automate it well. So I recommend doing the process 5 times yourself and then moving on to automation. Once you've done it 5 times yourself, you will understand it intrinsically and you will know what the component parts are. Ideally, you will create a system diagram or a step-by-step flowchart of how the process works. Once you know what the steps of the process are, you're going to want to move on to understanding what's possible. So this is, especially as a beginner, a way to see what the world of automation has to offer. A good place to start is a blog such as the Zapier blog. Zapier is an automation platform, and they lay out a bunch of different processes that can be automated to start off, and that will give you an idea where you can start and which parts might need human input to be completed. After you've done your research, you can move ahead into implementing the automation. So you have 2 options. You can either go no code or code. No code uses platforms like Zapier or Make to bring your process to automation. Both of those platforms use integration with existing API platforms for you to be able to drag and drop different components into an automation pipeline, such that, for example, you can pull an email from Gmail, run it through ChatGPT to create a response, check your calendar to check for available times, and then send an email back to the original sender, so you don't have to schedule your meetings yourself anymore. This is just an example. If the specific platform you're trying to automate is not integrated in Make or Zapier, you might have to code it yourself. If you don't know how to code, there's a bunch of freelancers on Fiverr or Upwork that can help you out with this. I created a video on delegation, which can help you out with how to get started on those platforms and finding the right freelancer. After you've finished implementing the automation, it's time to test it. Make sure you run a few tests before you put it out into production and fully rely on it. Make sure you test it for repeated use. Make sure you test it for edge cases. What would happen if somebody sends you an empty email? Do you still respond? What do you want the automation pipeline to do in those cases? After you've tested, you can then move ahead and push it to production. And this will save you a ton of time. It might take some hours to implement an automation, maybe even some days, but it will save you so many multiples of hours more to automate the process than to do it yourself day in, day out. Automation is a great tool to saving more of your attention for what really matters. So make sure you take advantage of it. If you automate well, you're well underway to engineering your way to sustainable liberty. See you next time.